Hello everybody, Manithral here, and welcome to the weekly update video for OSRS. Now this week we see something a little different for OSRS. We have an Activity Advisor Phase 1. So, for those who are kind of unfamiliar as to what an Activity Advisor is, it's essentially the same thing that RS3 has, where it has like past suggestions. This one seems to be a little bit more involved than the RS3 version because the Activity Advisor, from some examples here, you have a quest section. So it's advising different types of quests to do, as well as some of the rewards that are gained with it and requirements. So as you can see here, like for the top few, there's not really any requirements. However, down here, like let's say this person, they have the frenetic trials. It does show the requirements here and what you currently have over top of it. From the looks of it, it's pretty clean. And then the first time login, so if you are selected to be part of the A/B testing, you will see a pop-up for the Activity Advisor, in the very beginning. Keep in mind this is phase 1, so there is testing that is going into place with this. And then the Activity Advisor will automatically go away, though, if you're engaged in any kind of combat. So do check it out. There is available in target content. So what this means is that available content is a range of activities that you can get, you can stuck into right now. That is a weird wording, because you meet all the necessary skill and quest requirements. So that's like I was saying. Target content is the milestone activities and progression moments that you're close to, but don't quite have the requirements for. So, it'll kind of inform you as to what you need and what you don't need. But it does give some, like, hey, if you're unsure what to do, here's some suggestions of what you might want to do in RuneScape to either unlock more stuff, etc., etc. So the final notes are that the suitable activities are based on a number of factors, not just the fastest route to account progression or XP. They want people to find activities they'll enjoy the most, and that's not necessarily the content with the most efficient grind. So, they also want to point out to players are encouraged to play the game in whichever way suits them. The Activity Advisor is just a tool to highlight activities that people might enjoy or help you through the game. So they'll be discussing the Activity Advisor on the Twitch channel Thursday, July 21st at 1700 BST. So do check that out if you're interested and have some feedback, maybe. And as far as feedback goes, we have some PvP arena feedback changes. So players can now configure the types of runes they take into the PvP arena using the configure option on the rune pouch. Please note that, however, that the spellbook interface will show spells requiring the runes provided by items, such as fire runes provided by the Tome of Fire. The Bow of Vardhinen has been removed from the loadout chest. Players have raised concerns about its power being disproportionate to offerings like the Zyrate crossbow. So this is a change that they'll be keeping a close eye on and would be looking to revert it if need be. Basically, they just want to keep tabs on it. So they also added a button which lets you copy your opponent's loadout in unranked duels. Next to the elo system was disproportionately affecting players with the larger rank gaps. So they adjusted the way that the rank points scale in uneven fights. This means that players winning against weaker opponents will gain fewer rank points. Players losing against stronger opponents will lose fewer rank points. Players winning against stronger opponents will gain more rank points, and players losing against weaker opponents will lose more rank points. So if you're fighting against somebody who's weaker than you, you're not going to get as much. But if you beat somebody who's stronger than you, you're going to get more. Basically, the greater the challenge, the better the reward. So, create with confidence their fan content policy. So, this will affect different people in different ways. Honestly, it's not too bad. This kind of just gives people a better understanding of such physical items, such as like plushies and models, like they say right here. So, what is a fan content policy? It is a clear, publicly accessible guide to what you can and can't do with their content as a fan of RuneScape or old school RuneScape. So, even what I am doing is technically part of this. So, why does this exist? Because they want to encourage the creativity by giving transparency. So, they want people to be able to understand what the rules are and be able to, dive into it if they really want to. What does the fan content policy cover and who does it apply to? So this is including YouTube content, music, fan art, fan fiction, 3D objects, printing, as well as making stuff to sell, making games, third-party clients. So, provided you follow the rules in the policy, you can create your own content and merch however you wish. For example, under certain conditions, you are allowed to make and sell up to 100 units of a piece of merch, create covers and remixes of the RuneScape / old school RuneScape songs, write short stories of up to 15,000 words, use 3D models in short animated films, accept a paid commission to create a piece of game-inspired fan art. So normally, the reason why this is kind of a bigger deal is because normally a lot of companies will not allow you to essentially make stuff that is based on their stuff and then sell it. A lot of companies will actually get kind of ticked off and, be like, hey, you're monetizing something that's not appropriate. YouTube is a little bit different because everybody has access to it, and the how people get paid through YouTube and Twitch is a little different than making a physical object and selling it. Other changes though, the most valuable player is now broadcast at the end of each next fight. The color of the Theater of Blood Master Clue sliding puzzle background is now easier to differentiate from the sliding pieces. The seed box now lists its content in chat when checked. Even if the interface doesn't remain open, if it is open, the list will appear when closing the interface, thus giving the most up-to-date status of the box. The message is filtered as spam. There is now a left-click cook option on the fancy range in the player house. This becomes a right-click option if there's a kettle on the stove, as tea always comes first. Atlantis no longer appears in the Dead Man world, as he sometimes got in the way of his way of fights in the lobby. And PvP Road is moved to period A, 539 US PvP, 548 Germany high risk PvP, 577 US free to play PvP, 559 UK LMS competitive, and World 390 AUS LMS competitive has been activated with this rota. That's everything for this week though, guys, so thank you guys so much for watching, and until next time, later guys.